Welcome to Heartbreaker, your love radio.
Today you will learn Tyler's story, one of the best stories I've ever told. So, be sure to watch until the end. Let's go. The evening at the elegant country house in California provided a stunning backdrop for the wedding. The sky was painted with shades of orange and pink, while lights hung from the trees twinkled softly, creating a magical atmosphere. Soft music filled the air, and guests mingled in the garden, dancing and chatting animatedly. Tyler stood by the bar, observing the scene. Tall and charming, he wore a black suit that highlighted his athletic figure. His eyes scanned the crowd until they settled on a stunning woman dancing gracefully. Sophia, in her light blue dress that moved elegantly with her, and her wavy brown hair flowing with every step, immediately caught Tyler's attention. She danced with a young man, Nick, who seemed more like a friend than a boyfriend. Tyler couldn't take his eyes off Sophia. Something about her intensely attracted him. After a few minutes of watching, he decided to approach her. With confident steps, he walked toward Sophia, determined to meet her. As he got closer, Tyler waited for a pause in the music and spoke with a confident smile. "Hello, you seem to be having a great time. May I have the honor of this dance?" Sophia looked surprised at Tyler. Nick, by her side, frowned, but before he could speak, Sophia smiled. "Sure, why not?" she replied, taking Tyler's hand. They began to dance, and the chemistry between them was palpable. Tyler kept a firm gaze on Sophia's eyes, which she returned with a shy but intrigued smile. "I'm Tyler, by the way." "And you, what's your name?" he asked. "Sophia." "Nice to meet you, Tyler," she replied. The conversation flowed naturally, and Tyler was charmed by Sophia's intelligence and grace. However, Nick was not pleased with the situation. He approached the two, interrupting their dance. "Sorry, but I think this dance has gone on long enough," said Nick, trying to grab Sophia's arm. Tyler remained calm but didn't back down. "I think Sophia can decide for herself how long she wants to dance, don't you?" Sophia, sensing the tension, quickly intervened. "Nick, it's okay. I'm enjoying talking with Tyler. Why don't you grab a drink and relax for a bit?" Nick hesitated, but seeing Sophia's firm gaze, decided to step away. "I'll be around if you need me." With Nick out of the picture, Tyler and Sophia continued dancing. The slow music created an even more intimate atmosphere. Tyler thanked Sophia for intervening with a grateful smile. "Thank you for stepping in. I didn't want to cause any trouble." Sophia laughed softly. "Don't worry about it. Nick is overprotective, but he understands. And you seem like someone worth getting to know." The night went on, and Tyler and Sophia enjoyed every moment together. The connection between them grew stronger with each passing minute. When the music finally stopped, they found themselves at the edge of the garden, under the twinkling lights. "So, Sophia, I'd love to continue this conversation. How about dinner sometime?" Tyler suggested, waiting eagerly for her response. Sophia smiled, feeling that this unexpected encounter was the beginning of something special. "I'd love that, Tyler. Call me," she said, handing him a card with her number. Tyler took the card, pleased. "I will. I can't wait to see you again." San Francisco, with its characteristic fog and stunning landscapes, served as the backdrop for Tyler and Sophia's romantic meetings. Since that first encounter at the wedding, the two had become inseparable. Candlelit dinners and seaside walks became frequent, each more memorable than the last. Tyler planned every detail with care. One of these nights, he took Sophia to a charming seaside restaurant. The sound of waves crashing in the background and the gentle breeze created the perfect ambience. They sat at a reserved table, illuminated only by the soft candlelight. "This place is beautiful, Tyler. How did you find it?" Sophia asked, admiring the view. I did some research. I wanted this night to be special for us, Tyler replied with a smile. As they dined, the conversation flowed naturally. They talked about their childhoods, their families, and their aspirations. Tyler learned that Sophia dreamed of traveling the world, experiencing new cultures, and perhaps one day opening her own business. I've always wanted to see Europe. The galleries there are incredible. Maybe one day I can travel the world, Sophia said, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. I'd love to travel with you. I think it would be quite an adventure, Tyler replied, holding her hand across the table. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Each meeting further solidified their relationship. On a sunny weekend, Tyler took Sophia on a boat ride in the San Francisco Bay. With the Golden Gate Bridge in the background, he felt it was the right moment for an important step. Sophia, I've been thinking a lot about us and our future. You've brought so much joy into my life. I want to spend the rest of my days with you, Tyler said, taking a small velvet box from his pocket. He knelt before her. Will you marry me? Sophia was momentarily speechless. Tears of happiness filled her eyes as she looked at Tyler, kneeling before her with a sparkling ring in hand. Yes, Tyler. Of course, I will, Sophia responded, emotional. Tyler placed the ring on Sophia's finger, and they embraced as the other passengers applauded and cheered. That night ended with an intimate dinner, where they toasted to the new chapter they would begin together. The following week, Tyler and Sophia organized a small engagement party for close friends and family. It was a night of laughter, toasts, and promises. Sophia was radiant in a champagne-colored silk dress, and Tyler, as elegant as ever, couldn't hide his happiness. I'm so happy for you, Sophia, a friend said, hugging her. Thank you. Tyler is everything I've ever dreamed of, Sophia replied, looking passionately at him from across the room. Tyler, meanwhile, was talking with his friends, discussing future plans. We're thinking of getting married in the spring. It will be an intimate ceremony, just for family and close friends, Tyler said, while his friends congratulated him. The night continued with many stories and toasts. Tyler and Sophia could hardly wait to start planning their life together. Each moment they shared strengthened the bond between them, creating a solid foundation for their future. The chapter ended with Tyler and Sophia sitting on the porch, gazing at the stars. They were filled with hope and promises for what was to come. Tyler held Sophia's hand and said, "This is just the beginning, my love. We are going to build a wonderful life together." Sophia smiled, feeling like the luckiest person in the world. I know, Tyler. With you by my side, anything is possible. Months after the wedding, Sophia started her new job at a renowned construction firm. The city, always vibrant and full of opportunities, was the perfect setting for her promising career. However, this new phase also brought challenges for her relationship with Tyler. On her first day, Sophia found herself in a dynamic and challenging environment. The company was involved in several large projects, and she was quickly integrated into the team. During her introduction to her new colleagues, she met Brandon, a charming man with a questionable reputation. "Welcome to the team, Sophia. If you need anything, just let me know," Brandon said, with a smile that seemed friendly, but with a look that made her uncomfortable. Days passed, and Sophia noticed that Brandon was always around, making comments that, though subtle, were clearly inappropriate. "You really light up the office with your presence, Sophia," he said, during one of the many times they crossed paths in the hallway. Meanwhile, Tyler felt the distance and lack of control over the situation. They talked every night, but Tyler's concern was evident. "Sophia, I know you're excited about the job, but I've heard things about this Brandon guy. He has a reputation," Tyler said, his voice filled with worry. "Tyler, I can take care of myself. He's just a colleague." "There's nothing to worry about," Sophia replied, trying to reassure him. "I trust you, Sophia." I just don't like the idea of you being around someone like that. Please be careful, Tyler insisted. Sophia assured Tyler that she could handle Brandon and that there was no reason to worry. However, the tension between them grew with each passing day. One week, while Tyler was traveling for work, Brandon approached Sophia in the coffee room. So, Sophia, how are you adjusting? It must be tough being away from your husband, he said, with a smile that seemed innocent enough. I'm fine, thank you. I have a lot of work to do, Sophia replied, trying to end the conversation. Brandon, however, didn't seem willing to give up. You know, if you ever need someone to talk to or show you around the city, I'm here. It's not good to be alone for too long, he commented, with an insinuating tone. Sophia felt a chill run down her spine. Brandon's persistence was becoming more than just annoying. She decided to be firm. Thanks, Brandon, but I'm fine. I'd rather focus on my work, she said, quickly leaving the room. When Sophia told Tyler about the incident, he became even more worried. Sophia, this doesn't sound normal. He's crossing the line. I want you to stay alert and, if necessary, talk to your boss about it, Tyler said, his voice tense. I will, Tyler. Don't worry. I can handle him, Sophia replied, trying to reassure him. Despite her words, Sophia was also starting to feel uncomfortable with Brandon's presence. She knew she would need to take action if things got worse. The conflict between her desire to succeed in her career and the need to keep her marriage stable was becoming increasingly evident. In the following weeks, the tension continued to rise. Brandon seemed to be everywhere, always finding an excuse to talk to Sophia. He made a particularly inappropriate comment during a meeting, suggesting that he liked women who knew how to handle pressure. Sophia finally decided it was time to act. She scheduled a meeting with her supervisor and explained the situation without mentioning details that might make her seem like she was exaggerating. Her supervisor promised to monitor the situation closely, ensuring that any inappropriate behavior would be dealt with seriously. Back home, Tyler remained worried but felt somewhat relieved knowing that Sophia was taking steps to protect herself. However, the distance due to work trips and constant worry began to affect their relationship. Conversations, once filled with affection and plans for the future, were now often interrupted by arguments and concerns. I just want you to be safe, Sophia. Please let me know if anything changes, Tyler insisted. I will, Tyler. I promise. We'll get through this together, Sophia responded, trying to maintain hope. The night of the construction company's party was held at a luxurious hotel. The bright lights and elegant decor made the environment sparkle, as the company's employees, dressed in formal attire, chatted animatedly and danced to the music. Sophia was there, wearing a red dress that highlighted her beauty, trying to enjoy the evening despite the recent tensions at work. Tyler, however, couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Feeling uneasy, he decided to surprise Sophia by showing up at the party. Dressed in a black suit, he entered the ballroom with determined steps, his eyes scanning the crowd for Sophia. When he finally spotted her, the sight left him momentarily paralyzed. Sophia was dancing with Brandon, who was holding her in a possessive manner. From a distance, Sophia's expression was hard to read, but to Tyler, it seemed like she was uncomfortable. Feeling a mix of anger and jealousy, he quickly approached. Sophia, Tyler called, his voice rising above the music. Sophia turned, surprised and worried to see Tyler there. Brandon, sensing the tension, smiled provocatively. Hello, Tyler. Nice to see you here, Brandon said, with a sarcastic tone. What is going on here? Tyler demanded, trying to control the anger boiling inside him. Sophia, why are you dancing with this guy? Tyler, it's not what you think, Sophia began, trying to explain. Not what I think, Tyler interrupted, his voice rising a notch. I warned you about him. Brandon, seizing the opportunity to provoke, intervened. Relax, Tyler. We're just having fun. You're overreacting. Brandon's words were the last straw. Tyler lunged at him, pushing him forcefully. Stay away from my wife, Tyler shouted. Brandon, always provocative, smiled again. She doesn't seem so opposed to the idea. Before anyone could react, Tyler punched Brandon, who stumbled back, knocking over a table full of drinks. The music stopped abruptly, and all eyes turned to the commotion. Sophia screamed, trying to intervene. Tyler, stop. This won't solve anything. But Tyler was out of control. He lunged at Brandon again, landing more punches while Brandon tried to defend himself. Hotel security guards rushed to separate the two, struggling to restrain Tyler. Sir, stop immediately, or we'll have to call the police, one of the security guards shouted. But Tyler, blinded by rage, continued to try to attack Brandon until he was finally subdued and handcuffed. Sophia stood in shock, tears streaming down her face. Please, don't do this. He's just upset, Sophia pleaded with the security guards. But it was too late. The police were called, and Tyler was taken away, still trying to break free. Sophia, I just wanted to protect you, Tyler shouted as he was led away. Sophia stood there, trembling and unsure of what to do. The ballroom, once filled with laughter and music, was now silent, the guests watching the scene with expressions of shock and curiosity. The next day, Sophia went to the police station to try to see Tyler. After hours of waiting, she finally managed a brief visit. Tyler looked worn out, his eyes filled with regret and frustration. Sophia, he began, his voice heavy with emotion, I'm so sorry. I just lost control. I couldn't stand seeing him near you. Sophia reached out, touching his hand through the bars. I know, Tyler. But violence isn't the answer. We need to find a way to handle this without tearing each other apart. Tyler nodded, tears brimming in his eyes. I'll do better, I promise. I just need you to believe in me. Sophia squeezed his hand gently. I believe in you, Tyler. But we need to work together to get through this. I love you. I love you too, Sophia, Tyler whispered, feeling the weight of his actions and the path to redemption ahead. Sophia, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to protect you, Tyler said, his voice hoarse. Sophia held his hands through the cell bars. Tyler, I know. But we need to find a better way to deal with this. We can't go on like this, she replied, her voice full of pain. I can't stand the thought of someone hurting you, Sophia. I don't know what to do, he said, desperate. We'll get through this together. But you need to trust me and control your temper. Please, Sophia pleaded. Tyler nodded, tears in his eyes. I promise, Sophia. I'll change. I just want you safe and happy. After the brief visit, Sophia left the police station, feeling lost and exhausted. She knew the situation was far from resolved and that the road ahead would be difficult. The trust between her and Tyler was shaken. Tyler spent 15 days in jail, enough time to reflect on his actions and the impact they had on their relationship. Sophia, on the other hand, tried to stay strong, visiting him whenever she could and trying to maintain hope that together they could overcome the challenges they faced. The 15 days of Tyler's incarceration were long and hard for both him and Sophia. With each passing day, the emotional distance between them seemed to grow. Determined to keep their relationship intact, Sophia made several attempts to visit Tyler in prison, but her efforts were unsuccessful. On the first day visits were allowed, Sophia arrived at the prison early, anxious to see Tyler. She hoped that a face-to-face conversation could help them resolve their differences. However, when it was her turn, she was informed that Tyler had refused the visit. What do you mean he refused? Sophia asked incredulously. I'm his wife. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but he doesn't want any visitors today," the guard replied, with a sympathetic but firm look. Sophia felt her heart sink. With tears in her eyes, she left the prison, unable to understand why Tyler was acting this way. In the following days, she returned several times, always receiving the same response. Tyler refused to see her, preferring to face his punishment alone. Meanwhile, inside the prison, Tyler was consumed with guilt and anger. He hated himself for losing control and putting Sophia in such an embarrassing situation. He felt that by keeping his distance, he was protecting her from more pain. He spent his days in introspection, thinking about what he had done and what needed to change. On the outside, Sophia tried to keep her life in order. She continued to work at the construction firm, but each day without Tyler seemed harder. Worry and sadness consumed her, but she pushed herself to keep going. She tried calling Tyler whenever possible, but he never answered. When the 15 days finally ended, Tyler was released. Sophia was waiting outside the prison, hopeful that they could talk and resolve their issues. But Tyler walked out without even looking at her, with a cold, determined expression. "Tyler, please, we need to talk," Sophia said, running after him. "Not now, Sophia. I need time. I need to think," Tyler replied, not stopping. "Think? Do you think distancing yourself from me will solve anything?" Sophia shouted, her pain and frustration overflowing. Tyler paused for a moment but did not turn to face her. "I'm doing this for us, Sophia. I need to fix my problems before I can be with you again." "Goodbye," he said before continuing to walk away. Desolate, Sophia returned home alone. She felt powerless, unable to reach the man she loved. She tried calling him several times in the following days, leaving emotional messages, but she never received a response. Tyler, for his part, decided he needed a radical change. He moved to Sacramento, where he started a new business. The new city and new routine provided the distraction he needed. He threw himself into work, trying to suppress the pain and guilt he felt. The distance from Sophia, though painful, seemed like the only possible solution for him at the time. For Sophia, Tyler's absence was devastating. She tried to move on, but each unanswered attempt to contact him left her more desperate. She couldn't understand why Tyler was acting this way, and the uncertainty about their future was eating her up inside. 3 years had passed since Tyler moved to Sacramento and started his new life. He had established a successful business in the city, and his consulting firm was thriving. Despite his professional success, there was a void in his personal life that he couldn't fill. Sophia had never left his thoughts, but he had convinced himself that the distance was the best decision. On a typical workday, Tyler was in his office reviewing some reports when his secretary informed him that a visitor was waiting for him. It was Jack, Sophia's brother. Surprised and a bit apprehensive, Tyler allowed Jack to enter. "Jack, it's a surprise to see you here." "What brings you here?" Tyler asked, trying to sound casual as he indicated a chair for Jack to sit. Jack, a tall man with a firm gaze, sat down without taking his eyes off Tyler. "We need to talk, Tyler." "About Sophia," Jack said, getting straight to the point. Tyler felt a tightness in his chest at the mention of Sophia's name. It had been so long since he had spoken to anyone about her. What happened to Sophia? "Is she okay?" Tyler asked, the concern evident in his voice. Jack sighed, adjusting himself in the chair. "She's okay, but that doesn't mean she's happy. You know these last 3 years haven't been easy for her. And they haven't been easy for you either, I imagine," Jack said, watching Tyler's reaction. Tyler looked away, staring at the table for a moment before responding. "I did what I thought was right," he said, his voice low. "And how much longer do you think you need?" Jack asked, a note of frustration in his voice. "Sophia never stopped loving you, Tyler. She tried to move on, but you know as well as I do that she still suffers from your absence." Tyler remained silent, absorbing Jack's words. The truth was, he also suffered from Sophia's absence. He missed everything about her, from her smile to the way she challenged him to be better. Jack, I don't know if I'm ready for this. A lot has happened, Tyler said, trying to justify his reluctance. Jack leaned forward, his eyes fixed on Tyler. I didn't come here to hear excuses, Tyler. I came because Sophia needs you. And because, deep down, you need her too. She has something important to tell you. You need to hear what she has to say, if only out of courtesy, Jack insisted, his voice a little softer but still firm. Tyler knew that Jack was right. He couldn't keep running forever. What is so important that she needs to tell me? Tyler asked, finally raising his eyes to meet Jack's. Jack hesitated for a moment before responding. It's something she needs to tell you in person. I can only say that it's very important, and you need to hear it directly from her, Jack said. Tyler remained silent for a few moments, pondering what Jack had said. Finally, he took a deep breath and nodded. All right. I'll meet her. When and where? Tyler asked. Jack gave a slight smile, satisfied with Tyler's decision. At my birthday party, next week. We're having a small family gathering. Sophia will be there, Jack explained. Tyler agreed, still feeling a mix of apprehension and hope. I'll be there, Jack. Thanks for coming to talk to me, Tyler said, extending his hand. Jack shook Tyler's hand, his gaze expressing gratitude. Don't thank me yet, Tyler. Just do the right thing, Jack said, standing up to leave. Tyler sat in his office for a while after Jack left, reflecting on everything that had been said. He felt that the conversation with Sophia would be a decisive moment in his life. The week leading up to the meeting was filled with anxiety and anticipation. He couldn't stop thinking about Sophia and what she wanted to tell him. Finally, the day of Jack's birthday arrived. Tyler traveled to San Francisco, feeling a mix of nervousness and anticipation. When he arrived at Jack's house, he was warmly welcomed by the family. The atmosphere was celebratory, but Tyler couldn't take his eyes off the door, waiting anxiously for Sophia. When she finally arrived, Tyler felt his heart race. Sophia looked as beautiful as he remembered, perhaps even more so. She seemed a bit nervous, but her eyes still had that sparkle that Tyler had always adored. Sophia, Tyler said, approaching her. Tyler, Sophia responded, with a shy smile. They looked at each other for a moment, unsure of how to start. Finally, Sophia broke the silence. We need to talk, Tyler. Let's take a walk in the garden? She suggested. Jack's birthday party was in full swing. Friends and family gathered to celebrate, filling the atmosphere with laughter, music, and lively conversations. Tyler, however, was nervous. It had been 3 years since he last saw Sophia, and now they were finally going to have a conversation that could change everything. They walked side by side in silence until they reached a bench under a tree illuminated by lanterns. Sophia sat down, and Tyler did the same, feeling the weight of the moment. Tyler, I know we have a lot to resolve. I want to start by talking about the day you got arrested, Sophia began, her tone serious. Tyler nodded, anxious to finally understand what had happened. Brandon was never my lover. He harassed me, and that day at the party, he was being more persistent than ever. I was uncomfortable, but I didn't want to make a scene. When you appeared, I was relieved, but things quickly got out of control, Sophia explained, looking into Tyler's eyes. Tyler remained silent for a moment, processing the information. Guilt and regret washed over him. I'm so sorry, Sophia. I shouldn't have lost control like that. I should have trusted you, he said, his voice breaking. Sophia took his hand, offering comfort. I understand, Tyler. We both made mistakes. But there's something else you need to know, she said, taking a deep breath before continuing. Right after you were arrested, I found out I was pregnant. I wanted to tell you, but you shut me out and didn't give me the chance. Tyler looked at her, shocked. Pregnant? He repeated, his voice faltering. Sophia nodded, her eyes welling up with tears. Yes, Tyler. Our son, Tyler Jr., is 2 years and 3 months old. I wanted you to meet him, Sophia said, glancing toward the house. She signaled, and a woman approached with a child in her arms. The boy had Tyler's eyes and the same charming smile. When the child was set down, he ran to Sophia, hugging her tightly. This is Tyler Jr., she said with a smile. Tyler was paralyzed, tears filling his eyes. He knelt down to be at his son's level and looked into the boy's eyes, who watched him with curiosity. Hi, champ, Tyler said, his voice trembling. The boy smiled shyly and moved closer, wrapping his arms around Tyler's neck. It was a moment of pure emotion, and Tyler felt his heart warm in a way it hadn't in years. Sophia, watching the scene, felt a mix of joy and relief. She knew there was still a long way to go, but this was an important step toward reconciliation. Sophia, I don't know what to say. I've lost so much time. But I'm here now, and I want to be part of his life. Of your life, Tyler said, standing up with the boy in his arms. Sophia smiled, tears streaming down her face. That's all I've ever wanted, Tyler. A family. I know we can't change the past, but we can try to build a future together, she replied. I want that too. I want to try again, for us and for Tyler Jr., Tyler said, feeling determination grow inside him. They hugged, with Tyler Jr. between them, and in that moment, they felt a new hope arise. The pain and misunderstandings of the past began to dissolve, replaced by a promise of reconciliation and renewed love. That night, the party continued, but with a new energy. Tyler and Sophia spent time together, talking about everything they had missed and dreaming about the future. A few weeks had passed since the emotional reunion at Jack's birthday party. Tyler and Sophia were determined to rebuild their relationship and raise Tyler Jr. together. Sophia's house, where life had continued without Tyler, now became the home of a new phase for the family. Tyler arrived with his bags, ready to start anew. Sophia was waiting at the door with a welcoming smile, and Tyler Jr. by her side, holding his mother's hand. Welcome back, Tyler, Sophia said, her eyes shining with joy and hope. Thank you, Sophia. I'm excited to start this new chapter with you both, Tyler replied, hugging them both. That night, after putting Tyler Jr. to bed, Tyler and Sophia sat in the living room, ready to discuss their future. We need to be honest and open with each other, Tyler. Let's talk about our expectations and how we can make this work, Sophia began, her tone serious but caring. Tyler agreed, holding her hand. I agree. I want us to be a real family. I know it won't be easy, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to regain your trust and raise our son together, he said with determination. We need a routine that works for all of us. Tyler Jr. is used to certain things, and we'll have to make adjustments. But with patience, we can find a balance, suggested Sophia. Tyler nodded, already thinking about how he could adapt to the family's needs. I also want to help financially and emotionally. My business is doing well, so we can think about plans for the future, maybe even save for the trips you've always dreamed of taking, Tyler said, remembering Sophia's dreams of experiencing new cultures. Sophia smiled, touched by his remembrance. That would be wonderful. And I want to support you in your career as well. We can be partners in everything, Tyler, she said, squeezing his hand firmly. Meanwhile, Jack was facing legal issues with his wife, who were going through a complicated separation process. Tyler, aware of the situation, recommended a trustworthy lawyer to help. Jack, I know you're going through a tough time. I know a great lawyer who can help you. I'll give you his contact, Tyler said during one of Jack's visits to their home. Thanks, Tyler. I really need a good lawyer right now, Jack replied, relieved by his brother-in-law's help. With Tyler's support, Jack began to resolve his legal issues, which also relieved some of the tension in the family. Everyone was trying to find their new paths, and life continued to move forward. In the following weeks, Tyler adapted to the new family routine. He helped Sophia with daily tasks and spent quality time with Tyler Jr., learning to be a present and loving father. The nights were filled with bedtime stories and laughter, while the days were marked by moments of unity and discovery. Finally, on a sunny Sunday, Tyler, Sophia, and Tyler Jr. decided to spend the day at the park. It was their first outing together as a family, and the anticipation was high. They arrived at the park, where the green of the trees and the blue of the sky created the perfect setting for a new beginning. Tyler Jr. ran towards the playground, with Tyler and Sophia following closely behind. They sat on a bench, watching the boy play. Look at him, so happy. I never thought we would experience this, Tyler, said Sophia, with a satisfied smile. Neither did I. But I'm so grateful we have this chance. I promise I will do everything in my power to make us a happy family, Tyler replied sincerely. Sophia placed her hand on his, and they both watched Tyler Jr. laughing as he went down the slide. We're just getting started. With love and patience, we can overcome anything, said Sophia, feeling more hopeful than ever. The day at the park was filled with laughter and precious moments. Tyler pushed Tyler Jr. on the swing while Sophia took photos, capturing the smiles and joy that had finally found their way back into their lives. At the end of the day, as the sun began to set, the family sat on the grass, enjoying the last golden rays of the sun. Tyler Jr. fell asleep in Sophia's lap, exhausted from all the fun. I love you, Sophia. And I love our family. Let's build something beautiful together, said Tyler softly. I love you too, Tyler. And I believe in us. This is just the beginning of a new journey, replied Sophia, kissing him gently. With the city of Los Angeles in the background, Tyler, Sophia, and Tyler Jr. embarked on a new phase of their lives. United by love and the desire to start over, they were ready to face any challenge and build a bright future together.